Buy, borrow, die. Heard of it before? In case you didn't, it's not just a statement, it's a tax strategy, which, by the way, is one of the single most powerful tax strategies used by the wealthy to eliminate their tax bills.
The one big, beautiful bill.
He's signing the bill.
Who's going to lose the most from the big, beautiful bill?
The uneducated are always the losers, because if you don't know that the tax code is a game, you will get left behind and you will always end up tipping Uncle Sam. The most common mistake people make is they make money, pay their taxes. They never try to figure out ways to save, reinvest, or utilize the government system to their advantage. But this is an opportunity for everyone to get educated right now and to gain control of their financial future.
Tonight, turning wildfire devastation into opportunity. Lawmakers in Sacramento are pushing a new plan to transform fire-scorched land into affordable housing. Fox 11.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. 40 days, God, I've been Swayze. Grew the beard out, that ain't shady. That's a bird, man, I ain't baby. Talking hope out, that's so crazy. How I got a shot, raise the bean sprout up, put a crown up on her head so the boys seeing, no, that's a lady. If you ain't catch a double that time on the last rhyme, dog, I could help you. I got plenty.
What's good, baby? It's your boy Dale. I'm back in the saddle again. Our motto is to buy, build. We already bought it already, so we already own it, free and clear. Refinance to long-term debt, cash flow. That is the motto. Cliff, man, is that a pretty strong motto, man? What do you think?
Man, the model is strong. Like, you're getting each piece of the invest, right?
What it do, baby? It's your partner Dale back in the saddle again for another edition of Real Estate Friday Live. It's just your partner today. It's all good. I still look better than you. You see it. But anyways, y'all, welcome to Real Estate Friday Live. If you could, guys, do me a favor, guys. Share, like, and subscribe no matter what platform you're on. There's a little bit of a bell there. Hey, do me a favor. Click on that bell so whenever your partners go live, it just alert you and say, hey, we here, and you get to be blessed to see us. All right, y'all, but God bless you guys, man. Now, if you could, do me a favor, guys, like and subscribe if you don't mind. Now, let's dive into our topic today. I'm going to get in and I'm going to get out because it's Friday and I got things to do, people to see, okay, guys? Dive on topics. Today, guys, we're going to talk about, the ultimate tax-free strategy that the wealthy are using, and it's going to shock some of you, but also not surprise some of you because it's talked about a lot, but I'm going to show you how it's done. Number two, is the tax system rigged against the average American? We're going to answer that question today. Number three, man, there's a California housing bill that is looking to take some land from the Palisades burned down homes, which is taking 2 or 3 years just to pass permits to begin building. Say what? Yes, we're going to talk about that bill and how the residents are responding. And lastly, guys, man, not Trump's big, beautiful bill, guys. It passed. We're going to focus on the real estate side that you can begin to implement today to maximize those tax returns. Again, guys, it's called a tax code for a reason, guys. But let's dive into the first topic, guys. Here we go. Guys, how the rich legally avoid taxes, right? Is the tax system rigged against the average American, right? We're going to invite in a tax strategist, right? Carlton Dennis. He's going to answer the question and break down how it is rigged, and you're going to be very surprised at what he says. Let's dive into this, guys. Let's get it in. Here we go.
Is the tax system rigged for the rich?
It is rigged for the rich. Yes, it is. Absolutely. If you're wealthy, you have more options. And I think if you're lower income, you have less options. And most people that are lower to middle class typically are working for somebody.
Sure.
So they're limited on the amount of deductions they can take.
Correct.
As you approach business income, you increase your wealth, you start to qualify for deductions, exemptions, and tax credits that can offset your tax bill.
That right there, he just said qualify, right? First thing he said that is when it is rigged, but not rigged in the sense to where it's a negative connotation. He's talking about how the tax code incentivizes right? The wealthy, because they take most of the risk. They're the ones taking the risk. They're the ones, the tax code incentivizes risk takers, right? Because the government cannot provide housing and different services for everybody. So what do? They put together a tax code, right? A tax code with a with a incentive system to where if you business owner take the risk and make the investment, really invest the capital, we will incentivize that risk by giving you tax credits or tax loopholes for you to begin to decrease your tax liability. It's a partnership between business and the government. So, but then he kind of looked at it and said, hey, the average American that's a W-2 worker, there's not really anything that they are contributing to society to provide a good and services. Now, they are contributing their time or their labor, but the labor is benefiting that person by themselves. There's no risk being taken, right? Versus the business owner who has borrowed the capital from the bank, bought the building with that capital, invested it into a prototype or a service, paid a CFO, paid a CEO, paid a property manager, paid a project manager, paid all of the employees. You see a lot of risk that's going on, and they came up with the idea, the concept, to be able to make the business thrive and provide the service to society, which the government incentivizes them to do. Who's taking the majority of the risk? The employee or the entrepreneur? I say the entrepreneur. Let's get it in.
Is this ever meant to be something that's fair? Or is this just the way it is? Because I look at this in one sense, like rich people get these huge advantages that everyone else doesn't get access to. So if you're self-employed and you make $1 million a year, the options to reduce your income are limitless.
Yes, that's correct.
But on the other side, you have, I think it's like the top 50% of taxpayers pay 97% of all the taxes.
Yeah.
So they're the ones paying the most into it. So it makes sense that they get the most out of it, dollar for dollar.
Yeah. The middle class pay the highest tax rates, bro. And the top earners pay the least amount of taxes possible. But you have to realize that the top earners are spending the most amount of money, and they're doing what the
Stop right there. Notice how he divided it. So he said, yes, the middle class is paying the highest tax rate, right? Tax rate. But then when it came to the entrepreneur, he says they're paying the least in taxable dollars. Do you see how he changed the verbiage there? Middle class, tax rate, the business owner, taxable dollars. Now it's going to describe the difference between those two and why he chose to use that verbiage.
Government wants them to do. They're investing in oil and gas, they're investing in renewable energy, and they're investing into rental real estate, providing affordable housing. So they get the massive amounts of tax credits and paper losses that offsets their active forms of income.
So how much of the incentives, credits, deductions, et cetera, that the government offers these wealthy entrepreneurs and business people is because of like a utilitarian perspective that they want to like boost the economy versus being like a buddy thing because like money and politics are usually intertwined?
I think what it is that the government understands that they can't provide everything for the everyday taxpayer. They can't provide affordable housing for everybody. They can't provide gas for everybody and cover everyone's stove and car gasoline. So they're going to partner with business owners who are going to go and drill holes in Texas, and business owners who are going to buy commercial properties and provide affordable housing and create tax incentives because they understand that they can't do it all. And so if you're...
And to be honest with you, the government sucks at doing it all. Or try and do it all. They suck at it. Tell me what program the government has created and it's been successful. I'll wait for your answer. We'll be waiting for a lifetime. Tell me. Nothing. So why would you want to depend upon an entity who sucks at execution? Hello, McFly? Do you see why they put a tax code incentive system in place? It's just strange how a lot of employees or middle class individuals, they complain about the rich not paying their fair share, right? But at the exact same time, the employee is contributing the least amount of money or risk to society. You see what I'm saying? I don't know about you. If I'm taking the majority of the risk, I should get the majority of the reward, correct? Right? Because I'm taking the risk. That makes some sense? I think it does.
Somebody that has more access to money, you're going to be able to play in this arena of investing into oil and gas, investing into real estate, investing into EV and solar energy, and you get to benefit the most. But if you're lower income, these opportunities you don't even hear about. All you hear about is 401k and possibly buying a home and writing off property taxes and having a child tax credit.
So how do you...
And again, and I think that is a marketing ploy to keep the middle-class minded individuals middle-class minded. If I want to expose you to systems and investment instruments that only benefit me, who's in control? Not you, me, because I'm controlling the information, right? This is the brilliance of us being in the information age. It's college level, master's, doctorate school level, master's school level, BA, bachelor's of arts or a bachelor's degrees education level are at your fingertips because we're in the information age. Does that make some sense, guys? If you are behind, it's because you are choosing to be behind. It's not no one else's fault but yours. The one thing about it is if you want to be wealthy, you got to take accountability when you actually make mistakes. I've done it. I continuously do it, right? When I make mistakes. I own up to it. I reassess how did I get here, and I begin to counter move. That's it. Stop bitching and moaning about tax rates and the rest not paying their fair share. Get off your behind and go do something that's going to solve people's problems. Business is all about solving someone's problem. The reason why the rich are uber rich is because they solved a big problem. The solution solved the problem for a large amount of people, i.e. Apple, i.e. Microsoft, i.e. the NBA, i.e. the NFL. Should I keep going and going and going? Do you see what I'm saying? They solved a problem for the masses. This is the reasoning why they're making so much money and they're getting a ton of tax incentives. Why? Because they know the tax code. That is it, guys. It's a lack of knowledge that separates the broke from the wealthy. It's all in between your two ears. It's your brain. It's your brain, guys. It's your brain. That is it, guys. That is it, man. Now, guys, let's stay on real estate, all right, guys? It's Real Estate Friday Live. Let's bring in Carlton to talk about, Trump, of course, passed his big, beautiful bill, right? Hold on, let me get rid of this real fast. Trump passed his big, beautiful bill. He did. He passed his big, beautiful bill. And there's a section in there talking about real estate, all right? And I wanted to focus on it, and Carlton does an extremely good job at unpacking this, guys. So let's go listen with this again. This is talking about Trump's big, beautiful bill, and we're talking about specifically the real estate side of the bill, all right? Real estate side. Let's get into it.
One of the biggest things out of this bill is bonus depreciation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who stands to gain the most and who stands to lose the most for this being extended?
Yeah. And explain that for people who have no idea what bonus depreciation is.
Yeah, so bonus depreciation allows for you to take a year one deduction or write-off on a qualified piece of equipment or a vehicle. We see a lot of business owners utilizing bonus depreciation when they buy vehicles that weigh over 6,000 pounds or the gross vehicle weight ratio weighs over 6,000 pounds. So self-employed business owners stand to gain the most out of bonus depreciation being back at 100%. And it's permanent this time. We don't have to worry about it going to 80, 60, 40, 20. That game is completely over. You go into Mercedes and you want to buy a G-Wagon, you can put your $10,000 down payment down. If that vehicle's 100% business use and it's being used 100% business, you're writing off that car, whether it's $100,000 or $200,000, even though you financed it. That's very awesome for business owners. They get to leverage debt to take tax deductions. But in the real estate space, we also get to utilize this in the form of cost segregation studies. So if you're a real estate professional or if you're running a short-term rental, you can perform a cost segregation study, create this massive paper loss, and hopefully you'll be able to use that paper loss to offset W-2 or 1099 income.
I was just thinking about your house, Jack.
So again, guys, cost segregation. That is a study that you can do as a real estate professional, or investor, right? To get a massive, what they call phantom tax write-off, right? Right, phantom tax write-off, to where you physically didn't lose any money, but because of the depreciation tax incentive that's in the tax code, you can use that incentive to front load the depreciation for that year, and you can spread it over a couple years, which is fine, and front load to eat up all of that income on paper, to where, yeah, you made a netted $200,000, but because of the cost segregation, you've lost money, even though you did not, right? You keep the cash in your pocket, but you've shown Uncle Sam that because of the depreciation of this real estate asset, you can write all that off. That's called incentive-based tax reward. Now, here's the good thing about it is the tax code is not racist. It's not racist. It doesn't pick and choose. You get to pick and choose. You are the one that gets to decide if you want to take the incentive or not the tax code. It's just there for you to use, right? All of this talk about DEI and all this other garbage and privilege and things of that nature. The good thing about that tax code, it is non-biased. It's non-biased. Anybody can get it. I'm gonna start calling the IRS tax code the can man, because anybody can get it. If you're African, American, Dominican, Mexican, anybody can and cannot take advantage of these tax incentives. It's real simple. It is not hard, unless you want it to be hard, unless you enjoy being a victim. We're in the information age. Hell, use ChatGPT. My God, I can tell you so much about tax law, tax structures. It can negotiate deals for me. It is sick what it can do. We're in the information age. Get off your behind and go do something. It's not hard. The tax code is there for anyone to take advantage of it and take advantage of these tax incentives, because you can. That makes sense, guys? Man, this was so good. He goes a little bit deeper in it, guys. Follow Carlton Dennis. Follow him, guys. He's a brilliant tax strategist. Again, there's a difference between a CPA and what they call an EA, right? If you want to know what those two differences are, go follow Carlton Dennis. Carlton Dennis on his YouTube page and all other platforms. You will be glad that you did. Okay? It's very simple. It's not hard, guys. Now, let's go over to the next topic, guys, real quick, all right? Boom. Hey, here is another way that the wealthy pays zero in taxes. It's a technique called buy, borrow, then die. Let me say it again. You buy, you borrow, and then you die. Because you pay taxes when you come in this world, while you live, and when you die. So the wealthy, we have discovered a way to negate all those taxes. We buy, borrow, and then die. Right? What do you mean? I'm glad you actually asked. Let's bring back in Carlton Dennis real quickly, guys. We're going to walk through this real quickly about what this is. And then, guys, we can go a little bit deeper and tell you how this actually works from a mathematical standpoint. Here we go.
Buy, borrow, die. Heard of it before? In case you didn't, it's not just a statement, it's a tax strategy, which, by the way, is one of the single most powerful tax strategies used by the wealthy to eliminate their tax bills. In today's video, I'm gonna help you master this concept. So without further ado, let's dive in.
Here we go.
You may have heard that billionaires like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump pay little to nothing in taxes. Well, it's true, and it's not by accident. You see, for many people, their tax bills get higher as their income rises.
Right.
But for people like the rich who know how to leverage the tax code to the fullest extent, making more money can actually open up more opportunities to reduce their tax bill.
Right.
And this is where the buy, borrow, die strategy comes into play.
So again, guys, I want you to hear what he said. As a W-2 worker, right, the more income you make, the higher you make in a wage, the more you pay in taxes. But on the business owner side or the investor side, the more income you make, the more access you get to the tax code and the more incentives you get to implement, and the less you pay in taxes. Which one would you want? Higher income on the employee side, higher taxes, or higher income on the business owner, entrepreneur side, and lower in taxes? Which one do you want? Just saying. Here we go.
What is the buy, borrow, die tax strategy? The buy, borrow, die tax strategy is a tax strategy that allows you to take advantage of the tax benefits of appreciating assets and debt in order to dramatically reduce your tax bill. Here's how it works. Step number 1, buy appreciating assets. Appreciating assets are assets that tend to rise in value over time. There are a wide variety of appreciating assets to choose from. For example, all of the following can qualify as an appreciating asset, such as stocks, real estate, precious metals, and much more. You can speak with an investment advisor if you need help on selecting high quality appreciating assets. But for many of the rich, they choose real estate. The great thing about appreciating assets is that they can help to substantially increase your net worth without generating additional taxes. This is because when it comes to appreciating assets, you do not owe capital gains taxes on the unrealized gains. And in fact, you will only owe capital gains taxes on the assets after you sell at profit. For example, if you have $100,000 worth of Apple stock and your position increases to a value of $200,000, you will only owe capital gains taxes on the $100,000 gain when you sell the Apple stock that you held. But one of the reasons why the top 1% are able to generate tax-free wealth and avoid high tax bills is because they take advantage of a concept of tax-free wealth building with appreciating assets. Because unrealized capital gains are non-taxed, it is possible for billionaires to literally make billions of dollars in unrealized gains per year and not owe a single dollar of taxes on them. Many people focus on earned income, such as income from a job or business, but the millionaires and billionaires understand that it is portfolio income that often provides the best tax breaks and benefits, and that is why they focus heavily on it. Portfolio income is income from investments. Step number 2, borrow against the assets. Yes, you heard that right. Borrow against the assets. What do I mean by this? Take out loans or lines of credits and use assets as collateral. Carlton, why would I ever do that? That sounds crazy and unnecessary. Well, here's why this step is so important. If you want to actually use the money that has accumulated by holding highly appreciated assets for long term, you have 2 choices. Option 1 is to sell the assets. Here's why this isn't a great option for the rich. When you sell the assets, you trigger a taxable event. This means that you will owe taxes on the profits that you make by selling the assets. Also, once the asset is sold, it stops appreciating in value, earning you unrealized capital gains. Option 2 is to borrow against the assets. To do this, you can go to a bank or a lender and offer your appreciated asset or a portion of your appreciated asset as collateral. As long as the banks think your collateral is high enough quality, it will issue a loan to you while controlling your collateral. So for example, let's say that you go to the bank and offer $1 million of Amazon stock as collateral. In exchange, the bank may offer you a loan of around 70% of your stock collateral. So putting up $1 million in collateral, you could access a loan of $700,000. There are 2 main reasons why this matters from a tax perspective. First, loan proceeds are non-taxable. This is because the government does not consider the capital that you receive as a loan to be the same thing as taxable income. So you will not owe capital gains taxes or income taxes on the loan proceeds. The second reason is because the collateral that you put up can continue to accrue unrealized capital gains even after the loan is issued. And this is because the collateral is not actually being sold. It is just being used to secure the loan and mitigate risk for the bank. To understand how significant this is, let's dive deeper into the example I was just discussing. So if you did not want to take out a loan, but still wanted to access $700,000 of cash from your $1 million in Amazon stock, you would sell it, right? This would leave you owing capital gains taxes on the $700,000 that you sold. You would probably have around $300,000 worth of Amazon stock left to appreciate. So if the price of Amazon stock doubled in the next 2 years, your Amazon holdings would only be worth around $600,000. However, If you instead put your $1 million worth of Amazon stock as collateral to access a
There you
$700,000 loan, you could get access to the cash without owing any capital gains taxes on the loan proceeds. The Amazon stock, if it doubled in price over the next 2 years, your holdings would be worth $2 million. That is a $1.4 million difference from the first option.
Right.
Are you starting to see why this strategy is powerful for the rich? Keep in mind, however, yes, loans do need to be repaid over time.
Yes.
So while you might not be generating any taxes by borrowing against your assets, you will still need to gradually repay the loan over time.
Yeah.
There are many different strategies to keep up with the loan payments. For example, some people choose to invest in assets that generate cash flow or dividends, and they use this cash flow to keep up with the loan payments.
Great.
Others prefer to gradually sell capital assets as they appreciate, and others simply choose to pay the minimum payments on the loan using other income sources. There are a variety of ways to keep up with the loan payments. Remember, only a fraction of the loan has to be paid off each year. So even if you borrow a large amount of money, such as $1 million, that doesn't mean that you'll have to repay the full $1 million in 1 year. You can gradually repay the amount over many years. Your collateral can continue to appreciate at the exact same time. You see, some people also refinance their loans periodically. Refinancing could potentially lead to lower monthly payments or a longer loan repayment period, both of which can be beneficial to the rich. The more that your assets appreciate over time, the easier the loan will be to repay. If you use your loan proceeds to invest in the cash flow producing assets like real estate, you may also be able to write off the loan interest, which can provide an additional tax benefit. When implemented correctly, real estate tax strategies such as real estate professional status, short-term rental strategy, self-rental strategy for real estate investors can help them use losses to offset W-2 and 1099 income, and this can help to reduce taxable burdens even further. The tax benefits of borrowing against appreciating assets are so substantial that many of the richest business owners in the country actually only pay themselves salaries of $1 or a similar amount. Then they fund their lifestyles by borrowing against the stocks that they own in their own businesses.
Do you see, from a borrowing standpoint, how the wealthy pay zero in taxes? He's not done, but I want you guys to really focus on that point. If you are getting paid a high wage, right, you're going to be paying income taxes, earned income, because you're earning the income. But if you are leveraging your assets in the form of a loan is an expense. And expense is not classified as income via the IRS. So therefore, you pay zero in taxes. This is why when you hear Warren Buffett is worth $280 billion, that's on paper. It's on paper. You didn't have $280 billion in the bank. That's on paper. Elon Musk is worth $200 billion on paper. How you guys think Elon Musk actually bought Twitter, now known as X? He leveraged his Tesla stock with a loan. There's something called the $1 Club. Now, what's the $1 Club? Well, these are founders or CEOs of big corporations, right? And instead of them taking a salary, they want stock options. Why? They understand that the stocks are going to go up in value, and they can literally borrow, right, from the stocks to fund their lifestyle. Do you see? Debt cannot be taxed because it is an expense, not income. Let's keep going.
Called the $1 CEO Club, and this club has included the likes of Mark Zuckerberg, Jack Dorsey, CEO of Tesla Elon Musk, Google co-founder Larry Page, and Sergey Brin, and many others. But how do you actually borrow against your assets? There are a few different ways that you can borrow against your assets. For example, if you're borrowing against real estate, you can simply do a home equity line of credit, a HELOC, which is pretty common in the real estate space. If you want to borrow against stocks or other securities, you can use a securities-backed line of credit, aka a SB lock. You can also use a portfolio loan or a margin loan. If you have a business, you can obtain a business line of credit or a secured loan. If you have a permanent life insurance policy with a cash value component, you may be able to borrow against this as well. Now, let's move on to the final steps of the buy, borrow, die strategy. Step number 3 is die. Obviously, this isn't the most fun part of the strategy, but until aging is completely cured, death is inevitable. So if you're going to die, you might as well do it in the most tax-advantaged way possible, am I right? With the buy, borrow, die strategy, your assets are passed to your heirs in a highly tax-advantaged way. And this is due to a tax provision called step up in basis. With step up in basis, the cost basis of the assets is stepped up to the current fair market value of the time of your death. This prevents your heirs from owing capital gains taxes on all of the price appreciation that took place during the period that you owned the assets. So, for example, if you purchased a rental property for $500,000 in 2005, and now it's worth $2 million, the cost basis for your heirs would be $2 million if you passed on the property to them after your death, not the $500,000 you paid when you were living. This is called a step up in basis. It prevents owing capital gains taxes on the $1.5 million worth of appreciation that took place while you own the asset. If any money is still owed on the loans at the time of your death, death benefit proceeds can be used to pay off the loans. Then your heirs will inherit whatever assets remain. So as you can see, with the buy, borrow, die strategy, you literally hold appreciating assets and borrow against them until you die. Then you can pass them on to your heirs in a highly tax advantageous way. Now, I'm gonna get this question. Carlton, what about estate taxes? Is it true that if the estate being passed on is large enough that they could owe estate taxes? In 2025, the federal estate tax exemption is $13.99 million for single people, $27.98 million for married couples. So most people will not have to worry about getting hit with federal estate taxes, but some states also have estate taxes. So you could potentially get hit with state estate taxes, making sure that makes sense. Be aware of that. However, even if your estate is large enough to be subject to estate taxes, it's possible to use certain trust structures to mitigate estate tax liability, but that's for another video. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
So again, guys, that was a little bit of a lengthy video, but I wanted you guys to see exactly how the wealthy do. When I buy real estate, guys, I buy below wholesale, right? I then renovate the property, add value to it, and then I refinance that property, or rent the property out. Then I refinance that property. I pay off the old debt with the new debt, right? Both the debt that I borrowed to acquire the property and the debt that I used to get my money back out of the deal and make a profit there, those two are debt events, not income events. And with those debt events, I pay zero in taxes because the IRS does not classify debt as income. It classifies it as an expense. Very simple, not hard to understand, guys. All right. Now, hope that was beneficial. A lot of numbers, not information. But hey, if you don't remember it, hey, either go to Carlton Dennis's YouTube page and follow him, or just go back and re-listen to this again, because he was cooking. He was cooking, guys. And then lastly, guys, boom, let's get into it. Man, California. What is going on with California? First, it was Chicago and that mess out there. Now, California. Did y'all hear about this state Senate bill, state Senate bill, when it comes to housing in California? This is crazy town. Listen to these people. Oh my God. Now, remember, guys, there was a big fire out there everybody knew about. And so whenever there's a big fire, people were trying to build their properties, right? Build their properties back. But there's a cesspool of a permitting process for everything from breathing to sunlight to water to tree. I mean, it's ridiculous. And it takes 2 to 3 years just to get through the permitting process to begin building your home. This is the reasoning why I don't buy real estate in California, is because of this mess here. But listen to this. Listen to these politicians trying to benefit from this fire event that actually happened in the Palisades in California. Listen to this mess. Here we go.
Just breaking tonight, wildfire devastation into opportunity. Lawmakers in Sacramento just decided to pull the plug on a new plan that's been very controversial today to transform fire.
Before we go there, let me go to the one before that. My bad, guys. 1 second. Let me switch it over to you because that's the response, right? Let's go over here real fast. This is how it was rolled out. Here we go. Let's get into it.
Tonight, turning wildfire devastation into opportunity. Lawmakers in Sacramento are pushing a new plan to transform fire-scorched land into affordable housing.
Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf live with more on how this could reshape communities devastated by the January fires. Matthew?
Yeah, it really could, and a lot of people that live here are watching this very closely. If you drive around Pacific Palisades, I mean, this is pretty much what you're going to see. Most of the lots look like this. They've now been cleared. It's basically just dirt. So now the question, what's going to happen to them? If you take a look at this video.
Again, this is because the permitting process in LA County and Palisades is horrendously long and dumb. This is why it looks this way. It's because they're going through the permitting process. Do you see the reasoning why State Farm, Farmers, and other major insurance companies are leaving or have left California? Because the cost to rebuild homes is too much because of the freaking permitting process. It's ridiculous. Let's keep it going.
Think back to 6 months ago as the Palisades fire ripped across the area. Tonight, residents here are all watching closely. In Sacramento, Senate Bill 549, the proposal already passed by the state Senate would allow LA County to make a so-called resilient rebuilding authority, a group using tax dollars to buy fire-destroyed lots and rebuild them, some of them as low-income housing. Well, the bill...
Another bureaucrat-led committee. Another bureaucrat-led committee trying to profit off of this disaster that actually happened in LA.
The goal is to address housing shortages. Many residents feel like the government isn't listening to them and their concerns.
Thank you.
It does sound quite a bit like Big Brother deciding what's good for all of us. And I think the people in the Palisades already know what their goals are and what is good for this community.
Right.
We had some low-income housing and we had affordable housing. We want what we had on January 7th. Nothing more, nothing less.
So a little bit of breaking news on this. Within the last hour, the state senator that drafted SB 549 actually sent out a message saying that he's going to put this on pause and revisit it in 2026. So a lot of people here still have these concerns, but it sounds like it's at least on hold for now until next year. We're live in Pacific Palisades tonight. Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
I think people are wondering what that area is going to look like when everything comes back to, quote, life there. That is just one of the ideas and proposals, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think there's just a whole lot of confusion and uncertainty of what this could look like. Generally speaking, it seems like just hearing from residents, they want everything to be like it was on January 7th. It remains to be seen what this could look like in a few years.
Do you know what?
So again, that is, you saw some responses from some residents here, right? Some residents. Let's go over to this again to now the response to this, because these Bamas, oh my bad, these Bamas, man, I just the gall. I mean the gall of these individuals. Now, you heard right there on the initial video that the senator, who is a Democrat, California has a supermajority and it's ran by Democrats, from the executive branch to the state Senate and to the Assembly, the House Assembly, all it's ran by Democrats, supermajority. All right. So again, just want to let you know that he's pausing it, but look at the response. You heard the response from some of the residents. Let's hear now. Now it's coming out that they're going to pause on this now.
Just breaking tonight, wildfire devastation into opportunity. Lawmakers in Sacramento just decided to pull the plug on a new plan that's been very controversial today to transform fire-scorched land into affordable housing.
Right.
Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf is live with us with the late-breaking developments on this. Matthew.
Well, most of the damaged lots in Pacific Palisades look like this, just empty, but many people are now worried what could happen to them. An eerie silence in Pacific Palisades, with lots listed for sale and controversy swirling.
It's irritating to think that other people are going to make decisions about what gets built.
Aileen Howe is one of thousands of residents closely watching Senate Bill 549. The proposal, already passed by the state Senate, would allow LA County to make a so-called Resilient Rebuilding Authority group. The goal would be to address housing shortage issues, but it would also buy fire-destroyed lots and rebuild a percentage of them as low-income housing.
It does sound quite a bit like Big Brother deciding what's good for all of us.
We had some low-income housing and we had affordable housing. We want what we had on January 7th.
Jessica Rogers is president of the Pacific Palisades Residents Association.
They're asking for a land grab.
When she heard about the new possible law, Jessica wrote this letter voicing opposition to lawmakers. In less than a week, it's been sent more than 22,000 times.
This is a rebuild. This is not a politicians get to decide a pet project on what they're going to do in the Palisades.
LA Mayor Karen Bass sent a letter to State Senator Ben Allen expressing opposition to SB 549, while California Governor Gavin Newsom tweeted the claim that the governor wants to bulldoze fire victims' neighborhoods and replace them with affordable housing is absurd. Late Wednesday, Senator Allen sending out a statement saying he appreciates the feedback and that it would be best for us to pause the bill until next year to give us more time to see if we can get it right.
Just give us our homes back and protect us from fire.
So that bill now on pause until next year, but many people here still watching very closely. We're live tonight.
So again, notice what they're saying. It's on pause till next year. These balances they're going to bring it back up. They are. They're going to bring it back up. Watch. They're going to bring it right back up. I promise you, these balances are going to bring it back up. California residents, you better watch out. These guys are not smart at all. These are socialists. These are communists. Taking over land. The lady said it best. We want to rebuild, and that's it. Rebuild what the citizens want because they were citizens' houses. Those lands don't belong to the government. They don't. They belong to the citizens. Now, I can go a little bit deeper in there, but I'm not. That's what I'm saying. These Bama's is crazy. This is crazy people. California residents, wake up. You keep voting the same damn way, and you're getting this mess. This mess. You have a terrible assembly, terrible Senate, and a terrible governor. You have the highest unemployment rate in the country. Highest. Trash. But again, if you keep voting this way, stop bitching and moaning and deal with it. All right? It's real simple. You got a chance. You got a chance. You got a chance in 2026 to make a pivot. You got a chance in 2026 to make a pivot. I may bring on a couple of the candidates to talk about this real estate situation. All right? That's running for governor. They have a shot to win. All right, guys? So we can vet them, talk to them. I'm in Texas, but I got California family and friends out there. Wake up, damn it. It's ridiculous. They run this whole state into the ground. It's ridiculous. And folk keep voting for the same damn thing. Taking over folks' homes now? So what we doing now? People like myself and other bills, we ain't going nowhere near that. Why? Didn't make any sense. Why would we do that for? Why? It costs us an extra 10% for the permitting process just to build the homes, right? And to renovate the homes. Why would we do that for? Well, normally it will cost us maybe 5 or 10% in other states, right? 5% typically, right? Now it's 15%, 20%? Nope, no sir. Now, do you see why the price points in California are so high? They have to be because of the fact that it costs so much money to build these homes because of all the damn regulations. It's trash, man. I can't stand incompetence, dumbassness. My bad, y'all. I'm a little turned up. Yeah, my bad. All right, guys. One question I get a lot of times, Liddell, hey, man, can I pick your brain? Can I pick your brain? No problem, guys. I am on the app called Minnect, right, by Patrick David, guys. If you want to pick my brain on real estate, business, finance, life, things of that nature, hey, you can text me, voice, or you can send me a voice message, a video message. I do respond to any ask at all. It's right there, guys. It's real simple. Scan on the QR code right there on the screen, or click on the link below in the show notes, guys, and come holler at your partner. Again, I do answer. It's me. It is not a bot, guys. If you have any questions, direct message me this way. All right, guys. And then lastly, guys, let me go back here real quickly. My bad, y'all. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? All right, guys. Here we go. Also, guys, hey, as I tell you every single week, guys, we are giving away our free ebook called Distressed Property Investing. Right? You make money in real estate when you buy, not when you sell. Okay? You make money when you buy, not when you sell. Selling is just icing on the cake. In a high interest rate economy, you have to become more of a negotiating hawk and negotiate a lower price point because you're taking a more of a risk to borrow debt at a higher interest rate. Does that make sense? So the seller has to capitulate or adjust to the standard. This is why this is a buyer's market. This is a free ebook. Don't want nothing from you at all. Just want to give you the free information. It is free. Okay, we talk about one technique in this ebook to where you can actually make a phone call to a certain division in your city, and they give you a list of distressed properties, whether it be apartment complexes, warehouses, office buildings, right, land, right, for free. It's in the book. It's right there in the book. Go look at it, guys. Go download it. It's free. Scan on the QR code right there on the screen, or you can click on the link below in the show notes, guys, and go download it. Damn it, it's free. What you waiting on? The Rapture? Go get the dang book, guys. All right, guys. But guys, also every single Thursday, guys, we do something called the Counter Move Podcast. The Counter Move Podcast. It's me. It's your partner. You know what I'm talking about? We talk about everything now. Here is a little sneak peek of what we talk about on the Counter Move Podcast every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Let's get it in.
Why they party? I'm in here grinding. Money I'm stacking. Why they rock diamonds? I can't relate to them. Ain't much in common. I set a goal for me 2 or 3 commas. 7 figures, 8 figures to 9 figures. On a slow pace to get rich quick. Same time we just think different. Cause when you make it, it hit different.
All right, guys, every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. it's the Counter Move Podcast with your partner, guys. We talk about anything from business, finance, what's going on politically, what's going on economically, and what's going on with the life, guys. Hey, I got some new topics coming up, guys, about the Fed chairman. Another topic to talk about is to talk about, are prenuptial agreements beneficial to a marriage? And we're going to look at it from a biblical standpoint. Oh, that's going to be really good, guys. But anyways, that's all I have with that, guys. But guys, thank you so much for your time. God bless you. It's Friday, man. Go love on your boo. Go get in with your family. Go get in with your kids. You know what I'm saying? Put down the phone. Down your phone, baby, and go get in with the family, guys. If you're single, don't worry about it. Make good, wise decisions and read a book. Listen to a personal growth giant, right? Go learn something new today and new this weekend. All right, guys, thank you so much for your time. God bless you. You know how I end it every time before you leave, and while you can, baby, you see that thing, baby. Take that damn picture, give it to mama, and holler at your buddy. God bless you, guys. See you next time. All right, y'all. Peace. Hi, my name is Liddell Bug. Mastering the strategy of locating distressed properties has allowed for me to own about $35 million worth of real estate currently right now. We're talking about new construction, single-family residences, commercial properties, and apartment complex. You name it, I own it. Now, I know you're asking, what does this got to do with you? I'm glad you actually asked. One of the most common questions that I receive when it comes to real estate investing is that they say, Liddell, what is the best strategy I should use when it comes to executing a good investment strategy in real estate? Should I buy and hold? Should I buy and flip? Or should I do a rental scenario? My answer to that question is, why not do all three? But the good thing about it is the investor that masters the art of locating distressed properties will know exactly how and what strategy is the most wisest in that situation. That's the key to this whole thing. If you wanted to know how successful real estate investors make money with their acquired real estate and not when they sell it, click on the link below or swipe up and download our free ebook, Distressed Property Investing. The blueprint is in the ebook. Stay blessed, holler at your partner, and download the ebook today.
Bless God, give thanks. Bless God, give thanks. Bless God, give thanks. Bless God, give